He was just walking home. No crime, no trouble, just a man in his own neighborhood. But in seconds, his life changed forever. What happened next wasn't just about him. It exposed a harsh reality that still haunts us today. This is his story, and it's one America tried to forget. It was an ordinary evening. James Washington had just finished work, walking the same path he'd taken 100 times before. The streetlights flickered as he adjusted his bag, his mind on getting home. But across the street, a car slowed down. Watching. He didn't notice. Not yet. What he didn't know was that this walk home would change his life forever. He noticed the footsteps behind him. Slow, steady, too deliberate to be random. He glanced over his shoulder. Just a man in a uniform, staring. No words, no accusations. Just the kind of look that made his stomach tighten. Then the voice. "Hey, you." "Stop right there." He froze. His mind raced. Should he run? Should he explain? But deep down he knew. In this city, in this moment, the wrong move could mean the end of his life. The day of reckoning arrived quietly at first, with the school courtyard buzzing as usual, parents chatting, children laughing. But beneath the normalcy, James held a storm in his hands. Carefully compiled evidence, recordings, documents, and witness statements, lay ready to expose Richard Hartwell for what he truly was. A man whose wealth had shielded cruelty, lies, and abuse for far too long. Hartwell arrived, confident, untouchable, a smirk playing across his face. But as James and Dr. N.E.A.'s presented the proof, the world shifted in an instant. Audio recordings revealed financial fraud, emails confirmed deception, and photos and medical reports documented the abuse Hartwell had inflicted on his own son. Gasps spread to the crowd as the truth pierced the veneer of power. For Hartwell, the realization hit like a freight train. The wealth, the influence, the carefully curated reputation, it all crumbled before his eyes. Friends, colleagues, and even his family recoiled, the public watching live, disbelief mirrored in every face. His empire of intimidation was no match for truth, patience, and courage. James stood steady, calm, yet every heartbeat thundered with the weight of decades of injustice. Tommy, once silent and fearful, finally smiled, a fleeting, bright sign of relief and trust. The courtyard, once a stage for humiliation and prejudice, had transformed into a courtroom of conscience. Hartwell's world collapsed in slow motion, leaving him exposed, powerless, and utterly alone. And as James looked over the stunned crowd, he knew this moment was more than personal vindication. It was a statement. Appearances can deceive, privilege can corrupt, but justice, patience, and integrity endure. The air was heavy, charged with the unspoken question hanging over everyone present. How many other James Washingtons have been silenced, and how long before the world would start to see them? In the days that followed, the world watched as Richard Hartwell faced the consequences of his actions. His fortune crumbled, his influence vanished, and the very institutions he had relied upon turned against him. Arrested and publicly shamed, he became a cautionary tale of how wealth and power cannot shield cruelty or prejudice forever. Meanwhile, James Washington's life transformed in ways he had long been denied. His medical license was restored, his brilliance recognized once again, and he was entrusted with protecting children at the very school where he had been humiliated. For Tommy, the fear and pain of his father's abuse began to fade, replaced with trust, safety, and hope under James' guidance. The school itself changed, implementing policies to protect children and ensure that no one could be judged or punished based on appearance, race, or status. What began as a single, painful incident became a movement for accountability, fairness, and compassion. Yet the story resonates far beyond one school or one family. It is a reminder of how easily society judges by color, class, or title, and how devastating the consequences of prejudice can be. It is also a testament to patience, courage, and integrity, the quiet power of standing for truth, even when the world doubts you. As James walked the campus, watching children laugh and play safely, he reflected on a question that lingers long after the headlines fade. How many more voices are silenced before we truly see them? How many more janitors possess brilliance hidden behind assumptions, waiting for justice, waiting for recognition? The answer lies in awareness, empathy, and action. in witnessing, sharing, and refusing to let prejudice dictate who is trusted, who is valued, and who is believed. This is more than a story about one man. It is a call to look beyond appearances, challenge injustice, and ensure that the next James Washington doesn't have to wait decades to reclaim his life. If this story moved you, take a moment to hit subscribe and join our community. Because seeing the truth, sharing it, and standing against injustice starts with awareness.